Today, we're going to dive into a pretty incredible and very personal journey of healing. It's really a story about what it feels like to go from being completely stuck, weighed down by trauma, to finding a sense of integration, freedom, and honestly, a whole new way of being alive. We'll get into the ancient energies and the modern practices that made it all possible.
So let's start with this image because it really sets the scene. Picture that, feeling like you're from Gulliver's Travels, with these massive anchors literally bolted into your body, holding you down. It's this feeling of earth misery, where you're not just trapped in your head, but in the very tissues of your body. So the big question is, how do you even begin to release anchors like that?
Well, the key to unlocking all of this starts with an ancient and incredibly powerful energy known as Kundalini. So let's break down what that actually means.
The word Kundalini itself literally means she who is coiled. And in traditions like Hindu Hatha Yoga and Tantra, it's thought of as this potent, feminine life force energy. The classic image is a serpent, just coiled up and sleeping at the base of your spine, holding this just immense, untapped potential for transformation.
And when this energy awakens, it follows a pretty clear path. First, that dormant power gets woken up. Then, it starts its journey upward, rising through the body's energy channels, or chakras. Now, the ultimate goal here is this profound union up in the head, where this feminine energy merges with its masculine counterpart. And this sacred union, well, it's said to produce a nectar, a state of pure bliss, insight, and freedom from all those old patterns.
Okay, so I know this all might sound a little out there, right? A bit theoretical, but this is where the story gets incredibly specific and very, very real. We're going to look at how this ancient concept showed up in a life-altering event.
Just look at this timeline. March 15th, during a ceremony with cannabis, a clear message comes through. Come back tomorrow and we'll show you something. So the next day, under a full moon, the instruction is followed, and this beautiful white light starts pouring through the body, building up to this unbelievable release, a continuous orgasmic sound that lasted for 2.5 hours. But here's the most important part. It wasn't scary, it wasn't painful. It was described as absolutely wonderful.
So you have this massive, life-changing experience. Now what? Well, that powerful awakening wasn't the end of the story. It was really the beginning of a whole new phase, learning to live with and navigate this incredible energy. And that required a new kind of map for understanding the body's natural rhythms.
And that new map, it was the sine wave. In tantric practices, this energy isn't some constant roaring force. It's a cycle. The best way to picture it is like a firework. It shoots up into the sky, it reaches its peak, explodes in this brilliant release of light, and then gracefully falls back down to earth. It's this constant, beautiful flow of rising, cresting, and then letting go.
And this is where that idea becomes a really practical tool. This quote here shows exactly how to apply it during deep body work. Instead of fighting against pain or tensing up, you learn to ride the wave. When the pain gets sharp, you use that slow, deep qigong breath and you visualize that sensation as old, stuck energy like grief or trauma, finally reaching its peak and just falling away. It's a complete shift from resisting pain to actually partnering with your body in the process of release.
Now, this personal healing journey that was sparked by Kundalini, it didn't just stop there. It actually expanded outward, leading to an understanding of a much bigger, universal field of energy that can support this whole process of integration and healing.
And that is the green wave. It's described as this universal field of connection, of love, really. It's a safe place, a space where we can feel a deep sense of belonging and know that we are accepted unconditionally. Think of it as the supportive container that holds you, so this deep healing can actually happen.
So what is it really? Well, the green wave is an energy field that we tap into through our senses, all 54 of them. It's a way of connecting so deeply and completely with the present moment that all those stories our minds tell us about time and space, they just fall away. It's about a direct connection to life, exactly as it is, right here and right now.
So why does this matter? Well, the practice of channeling this green wave energy, it's like a moving meditation, has some really profound benefits. It yanks us out of the story world, those mental loops about the past and anxieties about the future, and it grounds us right here. It helps us feel our connection to the whole web of life. And in doing that, it creates the space for real healing to happen, offering these deep insights into our own inner world.
Okay, this brings us to a really crucial point. This journey of spiritual and energetic work isn't just a cool story or a nice feeling. It creates tangible, physical, measurable changes in the body. Let's actually look at the data.
Get this, 46 to 48 beats per minute. That's a resting heart rate taken right after waking up. I mean, that's the kind of number you see in elite athletes. It was so low, in fact, that a smartwatch actually flagged it as a health concern. But it's not a problem. It's objective proof of a nervous system that has become profoundly calm and incredibly resilient.
And it goes way beyond just the heart rate. The entire nervous system is no longer stuck in those old fight-or-flight loops. Sleep has gotten so much better, with 8+ hours of unbroken rest becoming normal. And physical activity, like long walks or qigong, can be kept up at a high level without the old patterns of burnout and crashing. The body itself is showing the results of this deep work.
And this right here is probably the most important takeaway of all. The whole process after that huge energy release back in 2014, it was never about recovering from something, as if Kundalini were some kind of illness. It was and is about integrating that powerful, life-affirming fire. It's about learning to live with this bigger, more vibrant connection to life and allowing your body to find a brand new, healthier state of balance.
So we started with that image of a body anchored down by trauma, and we've walked through this incredible path of release using energy, breath, and connection. This really leaves us with a question to think about for ourselves. If our bodies hold on to the past, what tools and practices can we all use to help us learn to ride the wave of its release instead of always feeling like we're being pulled under by it?